Hi, Patrick here. 31 Days of Halloween. Yeah, we are rocking and rolling. We are here now at day 23 of the 31 Days of Halloween. And we are going to one of my very favorite formats in storytelling, and that is the anthology. A good horror anthology is always a awesome thing. We've already done one so far, so we're going to do another one. And the movie we're going to be talking about is Southbound. I've heard a lot about this movie. It came out in 2015. I have never seen it, nor have I seen a copy of it. I did see a copy of this at the Dollar Tree, but I didn't hear about it until after I saw it at the Dollar Tree. So by the time I went to go get one, it was gone. So I don't have a copy of Southbound. I saw this on Tubi, Tubi for free. So I love anthologies. I do, and everybody knows. Everybody who watches my channel knows that. There's two types of anthology films. There's the standalone anthology, sort of like the Outer Limits, the Twilight Zone, Tales of the Crypt. They're all standalone stories, right? Not always in the Outer Limits. Sometimes they had connecting stories there, but most of the time they were standing standalone stories. Same thing with Black Mirror. Black Mirror's the same way, anthology standalone stories. But then again, sometimes there's other stories where they connect. Sometimes they go through a wraparound story, like in an earlier film that we watched on 31 Days, Nightmare Cinema. Been other stories out there that have connected the characters with the storyteller or the wraparound story. And then there's the stories with you just see the story, you move on to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. This is a connected story. We don't have a host, so to speak, but we do have a DJ that tells us what's going on a little bit. There are five stories in this one. Uh, the segments, including two of them, are done by Radio Silence. Radio Silence is a very popular directing group right now, with Matt Bertinelli open, Tyler Gillette, Justin Martinez, and Chad Viella. That's Radio Silence. We have directed by Roxanne Benjamin. I almost said Ferguson. By Roxanne Benjamin. She is one, and this is ironic twist. She did the segment called Siren, uh, and she also produced the film VHS, which included a segment directed by David Bruckner, who directs The Accident, and then we see Jailbreak, uh, uh, which is directed by Patrick Horvath. And then again, so Radio Silence did the beginning and the ending of the film, uh, the way out and the way in. So there's five stories, and they're all connected, and it's really well done. It's very taunt. It is definitely supernatural. It is different. Um, you watch the stories. It's people. Wow. I mean, how do you begin to describe this movie? It's a tale about redemption. It's a tale about conviction. It's a tale about guilt. It's a tale about sacrifice. It's a tale about justice, and it's all done really and really, really effectively. The movie. What I got out of it is both inward and outward. I mean, you can come into this weird universe where they're at, or based around a small town. You can get into it. There's room for you in it. It does seem to be like a way station to hell or purgatory, and you can also get out of it. Um, if if they if they the creatures running the asylum, if they warrant that you deserve it, you can get out. But most of the time, pretty much all the time, you're in. Uh, the segments are all powerful. It's really well done. They're seamless. There's the way out is probably the strangest of them all because it has a cabin in the woods type of ending. If you've seen the cabin in the woods, it has sort of a weird has sort of have a weird ending along that on a smaller scale. But that's what really reminded me of a little bit of that and a little bit of Lovecraft. a little bit of Lovecraftian ending. The cast is really strong, real strong actually. There's a lot of actors I had not seen before, um, uh, including the two members of Radio Silence, which was Matt Bertinelli and Matt Bertinelli opened, and Chad Viella. They started their own beginning and ending segments, so that was really interesting. It didn't do too bad. Um, the middle one, or the second story, is Siren. Um, that's a really well done story as well. Um, Girls on a rock and roll band end up in being in the wrong place at the wrong time. The accident, again, it's the wrong place at the wrong time. But whereas every story but this one doesn't have a happy ending. This is the only one where, well, it shows that and even then it's open to interpretation. I saw it as the main character was being messed with, but he really didn't mean for what happened to happen, and he never resisted. He was very passive. He was willing to do things right, and I think that's what saves him at the end of the segment. So we see him, and then Jailbreak. The best of intentions sometimes go, or the best of intentions are paid to hell, or the road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's what comes up here with me with this story right here. Um, and this story, Jailbreak, featured an actor named David Yao, who I know that I worked with him in his band 3 times. David Yao used to be a lead singer for a band called the Jesus Lizard. And yeah, I didn't know he was doing any acting, so this is new to me. But he's pretty effective. I thought he did a nice job. Um, and of course, the way in. How do you get into this purgatory? Into this purgatory? Well, we see how that happens as well, and um, it's sort of tragic because all the people in this story. That's the one common theme is what they're all trying to do. They're all trying to do the right thing. They weren't doing anything wrong. And that's really what's interesting about this story. It's like one person's trying to get justice for his sister. One girl's trying to come up with the grips with what happened to her friend, and if she was responsible for it. The other one gets involved in an accident, and he attempts to save the life of the person he hits. He doesn't run away from it. Um, and the last one, again, the last story, or the one guy, he tries to rescue his sister. Then the last story is that you see him trying to rescue a little girl. They're all trying to do the right thing, but they're just in the wrong time and the wrong place. Southbound is really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very creepy and very effective, and there's a little bit of humor in it, but not too much. But I really did enjoy it quite a bit, and I definitely would love to have a copy of this. And more importantly, I hope that there's a director's commentary because I would love to know the stories behind their stories. All right, so that wraps up this adventure, day 23 of 31 Days of Halloween. Southbound is definitely worth your time. Highly recommend it. It is free on Tubi, so you can take a look at it for free. But if you do see a hard copy of this, a physical copy of this, I highly recommend you add it to your horror film collection. You won't be sorry. All right, that's it for us. Thank you so much. We got 7 more movies to go after this. On to the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.